realized that their work on the atomic bomb was to be immediately demonstrated on hundreds of thousands of Japanese citizens. Dozens of Manhattan Project scientists stepped back from the brink they helped create and signed a petition to the then American president. However, the petition was never circulated at Oppenheimer's Los Alamos labs, and President Truman never saw it. Quote, "The things we are working on are so terrible that no amount of protesting or fiddling with politics will save our souls. There's been a tension between the use of nuclear knowledge ever since. We willingly created a new existential risk because we thought we could control it. We're now standing on a new precipice. With the advent of synthetic biology, the technical ability, we could control it."
Well, to be clear, now, knock on wood, we kind of have controlled it, right? It's not like we blew the whole world up and everybody died. Somehow, I mean, I would argue it seems unlikely, but somehow we actually only had 2 nuclear bombs dropped over the course of like one conflict within a few days, right? Like that's pretty amazing given how long, the whole world has had the capability of using nuclear bombs. So I think it's pretty impressive, actually,
We're now standing on a new precipice. With the advent of synthetic biology, the technical ability to design and or redesign biological systems, some scientists are once again warning that we might manifest a new existential threat, something that should never be created. They're talking about the literal opposite of earthly organisms, mirror life. The most popular picture of life's origin looks something like this. Earth billions of years ago was very different. There was no oxygen in the atmosphere, magma oceans, frequent extraterrestrial bombardment. It was in this hellscape where the first building blocks of life, like amino acids, had enough time to come together. We don't know what the first spark was. Lightning strike, deep sea vents, or just luck. But eventually those building blocks started to self-replicate inside the primordial soup. Then they enclosed themselves in layers of other molecules. Then came metabolism. It was here where evolution decided that ribo and deoxyribonucleic acids were going to be the blueprints of life. Fast forward 3.5 billion years and you're watching this video. This is of course a grand simplification.
Wait, is this an AI script? Or is this a real guy that writes this stuff? Award-winning science educator. Nuclear communications expert. He's a real guy? Okay. All right. It's just kind of weird word choice. Like when he's like, we don't know if it's like a lightning strike, magma, or just luck or whatever. And it's like, well, I mean, aren't those 2 other things kind of luck? Is it like an intentional lightning strike? I don't know. It's just like weirdly, I don't know.
Of uncountable atomic interactions over an unthinkable amount of time. DNA didn't just appear. There were likely innumerable iterations of acids and bases that didn't work. Not just different molecules, but even different shapes of the same molecules. Imagine a simple sphere. If you take its mirror image, it's exactly the same. The 2 can be superposed. Now, take your left hand. The mirror image of your left hand is your right hand.
Cool!
They cannot be placed over each other like the spheres can. This is called chirality, a property of asymmetry important to any field of science that deals with atoms, molecules, and other particles. It's important in the understanding of life itself because its blueprints and construction materials, DNA and proteins, are chiral. DNA is made from right-handed nucleotides, and proteins are made from left-handed amino acids. What mirror life would be then is life from molecules of the opposite chirality in every instance. It's forecast that within the next decade, the field of synthetic biology will be at a point where it can create the nanomachinery needed to make whatever kinds of molecules scientists want, including DNA of either chirality. And right now, there are prominent scientists that think building opposite chirality DNA, proteins, even single-celled synthetic organisms like bacteria will yield important scientific insights. But because life evolved over billions of years to interact with the world in one direction, mirror life may pose an existential threat on the level of nuclear weapons. Less than a year ago, over 40 renowned biologists warned that mirror life might even be worse. Every single surface that you can see likely has some amount of microorganisms on it. Those invisible realms are where most of the action on Earth takes place. You can't see it, but microorganism biomass outweighs all of the animals on Earth combined. The power here is in population growth. Single-celled organisms are only single cells, and so they can create more of themselves much more quickly than an organism like you with trillions of cells. This is a simple equation for the growth of a population of bacteria. This exponent means it's exponential growth, and these variables represent the growth rate and the time. In theory, if a single bacteria with unlimited food and movement and lifespan split itself every 20 minutes, in a little over 3 days, there would be more bacteria than particles in the observable universe. The power of exponential growth is curtailed by the bottlenecks of nutrients and space and disease and predation in the real world for real bacteria. On the mirrored hand, however, a synthetic bacteria might not have those constraints. Almost 200 years ago, Louis Pasteur demonstrated that 2 molecules of the same composition could be nonetheless structurally distinct. He had found the handedness, or chirality, of molecules. Since then, there have always been reasons to eventually study mirror molecules, especially in the medical field. Delivering drugs to fight disease isn't easy. Your body is a bubbling cauldron of enzymes built to break things down, and your immune system is often an overeager expeller of interlopers. But both enzymes and white blood cells do their duties by recognizing and interlocking with molecules. If those drug molecules had unrecognizable surfaces and unpickable atomic locks, if they were the mirror-life version of those molecules, then the body wouldn't interact with them much, if at all, making drug delivery inside the body a lot more efficient. And mirror-life bacteria could crank out these therapeutics much faster than we currently do, like genetically engineered E. coli does with human insulin. Another reason to look at mirror life is that it would be basically alien, organisms with chemistry that took the other path at one of evolution's very first crossroads. That's something that astrophysicist Dimitar Sasolov is excited about. It's very likely that even if astronomers find conclusive yet indirect evidence of life in some other planet's atmosphere, no Earthling will ever see those organisms with their own eyes. Mirror life would be one way to see a fundamentally alien genetic blueprint, yielding potentially crucial insights into not only what life is, but what it could be. If you're familiar with the fields of synthetic biology and genetic engineering, this might all sound too similar to the controversial gain-of-function research, where scientists intentionally enhance the biological capabilities.
Wait, I'm just not aware. If there was like a whole ass mirror organism, like everything was mirrored from top to bottom, would it function the same way, or do we have a reason to expect it would function differently? I don't know. I have no idea.
Might all sound too similar to the controversial gain-of-function research, where scientists intentionally enhance the biological capabilities of organisms like bacteria and viruses. The danger here is obvious. Giving a virus more virality and lethality just to study that change is clearly problematic at best. And we now know that real worries about this kind of research were not totally
problematic at best? What? No, at best it is something that you investigate in order to head off or predict like likely evolutionary pathways for things that could represent a huge issue to us in the future. Problematic is like the worst, right? Or the worst, I guess, would be making weapons, but that wouldn't be gain-of-function research. That would just be bioweapons research, right?
Study that change is clearly problematic at best. And we now know that real worries about this kind of research were not totally unfounded. The danger posed by mirror life is less straightforward, but more consequential. Because nothing on the planet is evolved to interact with it, it could, merely by existing, end all life on Earth.
How?
In December 2024, an international working group of scientific experts across many fields released this report, a 299-page technical document detailing the many ways that mirror life is an unacceptable existential risk, and therefore should never be created. The central argument is easy enough to follow. All life on Earth is based on DNA. Mirror life would have mirrored DNA. You could synthesize this life in a few different ways. You might create it from scratch. You might slowly turn a natural bacterium into its molecular mirror image. Either way, it's theoretically possible, and possible soon. But if we take this...
Okay, I might be retarded or whatever, but like, if a mirror thing existed, wouldn't it just not be able to do anything with the non-mirror shit? Like, why would we be worried about it? Like, let's say a mirror thing existed. Would it be able to eat and digest like the ordinary chirality things? Because the enzymes or whatever just wouldn't plug in, it wouldn't work, and it would just die? Or is this about like, I have no idea why you retarded fucks are typing prions in chat like it's the only thing you've heard of in your entire life about a bad thing that can accumulate in the body. I would love to hear how prions connect to this in a meaningful way. Mirror life concept. Mirror life presents potential dangers. For example, a chiral mirror version of cyanobacteria, which only needs a chiral nutrients. Oh, so if there's stuff you can digest without, where the chirality is not relevant or doesn't matter, and light for photosynthesis, could take over Earth's ecosystem due to lack of natural enemies, disturbing the bottom of the food chain by producing mirror versions of the required sugars. Oh, that's okay. That's interesting. Okay.
This path, true containment is likely impossible. Human error, equipment failure, subterfuge, a bad actor, something will eventually happen. That's true for any science, but with mirror life, the stakes are higher. In the wild, because it is essentially unrecognizable, mirror life likely wouldn't be kept in check by anything that normally consumes microorganisms. It could more or less eliminate its own death rate by evading predation in a number of ways. Then it encounters plants, which also can't interact with it. Then it encounters us, where it would be resistant to chemical defenses, evade the immune system, and colonize body tissues and spaces like the bloodstream with unchallenged expansion. The report authors go into great detail why, as you might expect, colonization of the human body by fundamentally alien organisms could have fatal consequences. And it's the rapid colonization that's the problem. Extant organic bacteria evolved on Earth and reached a kind of equilibrium. In other words, their growth rate matches their mortality rate.
Denaturing is common in anything that breaks down. Don't dig into the autism of this, just know chemistry operates very differently when chirality is involved. That was the whole premise of the explosive in Breaking Bad, for example. This is talking about chirality. Oh, we can get a scientific explanation. Thank you.
But mirror bacteria, which would be expected to evade predation, wouldn't be in equilibrium. As long as they had nutrients and space to grow, a microscopic invasion is possible. And if that invasion is possible, the base level of the food chain in all ecosystems would be hollowed out. Constantly evolving innumerable bacteria that nothing can eat, producing waste that nothing can digest, gobbling up all of the available nutrients everything else depends on. Irreversible ecological harm. Climate scientist Jim Casting says, quote, all it would take would be a droplet of mirror cyanobacteria squirted into the ocean. Within a few generations, global famine, an ice age, a complete evolutionary reboot. After this, Casting says, whatever life existed on Earth by that point wouldn't include us. It would be similar to a gray goo apocalypse, but the machines would be meat instead of metal. Aside from the more efficient drugs and the thrill of studying alien biology, it doesn't seem like there are many good arguments for taking the risk of creating mirror life. The scientists in 2024 were more blunt. It doesn't seem like instead of metal. Aside from the more efficient drugs and the thrill of studying alien biology, it doesn't seem like there are many good arguments for taking the risk of creating mirror life.
Aside from creating new drugs, isn't this like the whole point of like medical research, or one of the huge, like that's just kind of a funny thing to say, right? Like, why would you put like a supercharger in a car? I mean, it really doesn't do much aside from making the car faster. It's like, okay, well, isn't that kind of like the point?
The scientists in 2024 were more blunt. Without compelling evidence that it would not be an existential threat, mirror life should not be created. Research should stop. Funding should be cut. It's not like splitting the atom, where there were existentially relevant upsides along with the existential downsides. Mirror life, no matter which side of it you see, looks like an out-and-out threat. These whistleblowers want you to join the discussion. I've linked the
but didn't he say earlier that they could use it potentially for drugs or whatever other bullshit? No?
Looks like an out-and-out threat. These whistleblowers want you to join the discussion. I've linked the technical report in the comments in the description. If you're interested, you should at least scan it. Then leave a comment below about what you think of this research. Is knowledge for knowledge's sake always justified? Are some things better left unknown? Is our science now advanced enough for info hazards to be more real and more common? After his work on the Manhattan Project, legendary physicist Richard Feynman returned to civilization. It felt different after Trinity turned some of New Mexico into glass. Quote, I sat in a restaurant in New York and I looked out at the buildings and I began to think about how much the radius of the Hiroshima bomb damage was. All those buildings, all smashed.
For nuclear, we had a clear path. Do X and we can do Y. This is more like do X and we can investigate Y, no certainty. Actually, there was this fucking epic fucking moment where Oppenheimer was running around to a bunch of scientists and he had a formula and they checked the formula, and it was only after looking at the formula where he was like, oh my God, are you going to set the atmosphere on fire? I'm sorry.
Like many scientists after their work on the atomic bomb, Feynman had been changed by what he now knew was possible, and how possible it was for that knowledge to end the world. I would see people building a bridge, or they'd be making a new road, and I thought, they're crazy. They just don't understand. Why are they making new things?
This guy would have been a Redditor, bro. All these fucking slugs.
It's so useless. Until next time.
Okay, this video was dog shit. This guy's an actual educator, community. This guy just seems like a wacky dude. Okay, I don't know. Maybe this. I haven't seen any of his other shit though, so. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, just took.
The page attack's funny.
Okay, I did some quick.
Oh, different thing. Oh, they're debating again. Cute. Wait, did he make another tweet of me? Didn't this guy already... Didn't he tweet yesterday about me? Was he not happy because he didn't get enough engagement? I thought he had like 20,000 likes. Or he's just going to tweet about me every day.
Good morning.
Well. Mass protests erupt in Israel as IDF readies plans to occupy Gaza City. Hundreds of thousands of Israelis stayed home from work, flooded city streets, and blocked roads and highways across the country on Sunday, according to local media, staging some of the largest anti-war protests in months as the military prepares for a major assault on Gaza City. The humanitarian crisis there deepens and anxiety mounts over the conditions of the hostages still in captivity. I still don't know I don't understand what's been going on in Gaza for like 2 years if they haven't gotten all the Hamas shooters? Do they just like bomb it every now and then and bounce, or? I don't get it. What was the point of watching that video? Oh, somebody said there was a whole bunch of COVID lab leak misinformation in it, but it was just that one line or whatever. They keep moving and Hamas comes back? What, like whack-a-mole?
Hey everybody, I'm back in Washington this weekend, and I just want to give a personal thanks to President Trump for making Washington, D.C. safe again with bringing in the National Guard and helping the police here in Washington clean up the streets. Let me tell you something. If MTG can walk safely in Washington, D.C., that means you can too. So I'll just show you here, the Washington Memorial is behind me, and then over here we have Jefferson. I'm out here where our beautiful historic cherry trees are in Washington, enjoying this gorgeous day, and I just want to say again, thank you, President Trump. Hi, everybody.
Thank you. God, Emperor Trump. Did you mean to link this, or is this a is this a mislink?
You and that.
What's your age?
36.
Are you single?
Yeah, I am.
Uh-oh.
What's it like dating women in New York?
It's great, man. They're women.
Wait, read the comments. Of this? Okay.
Women in New York are there's a large variety. There's people from all over the world, super ambitious. If you're looking for like a high quality woman, this is the place to find them.
So would you say it's easier to date women in a big city like New York, or do people have a better shot in the smaller cities?
No.
Why does this guy talk so weird?
And in a big
High quality woman, this is the place to find them.
So would you say it's easier to date women in a big city like New York, or do people have a better shot in the smaller cities?
No, I think this is the place to do it because you got a lot of ambitious women that are super successful, that are career oriented, smart, beautiful, and I mean, you got a variety of women from all over the world.
But when you meet a woman who is career oriented and super successful, does that make it easier for you to date her?
Yeah, I think so.
How come?
She's obviously prioritizes her own success, so she obviously thinks intelligently about her future, so I think she would include you in that thought process.
But do you think that those women are okay dating men below them in their tax bracket, or do they want the guy who is at least making the same amount of money or more?
Do you really talk like that all the time, or is that like a voice for the interview? There's no fucking way.
It's however you make it.
No, dude. There's no way when you're talking to your homie behind the camera that's your voice. Wait, are you gonna break character? Wait, what was the question again?
Do you think
No, say it in your real voice, not in the...
That is my real
YouTube
voice.
No, there's no way that's your real voice. That's like a Bane character for Batman or some shit. Come on, bro. Say it in your real voice and I'll answer the question.
Do you think?
Come on, no.
Do you think?
Yo, you guys are fucking with me. Shit.
Do you think?
I'm sorry, man. It's cool.
Do you think that high value woman?
Real quick, I'll follow you, my nigga. Come on, bro.
Thank you.
Real nigga, bro. Come on.
Do you think that top earning women are interested in dating men who
Why?
are making less than them here?
Yeah, I mean, I think money shouldn't matter if you connect with somebody.
Watch this one after.
Sex. That's the first thing you think about on a first date. Sex?
Not sex in general, sex with the person I'm with. Sex with the person across from me.
What about the romance, you know? Like, you don't think about what are they gonna smell like? Are they gonna be sweet or is it gonna be musty? The last thing I think about is sex.
I mean, the act of not thinking about sex still means that you are actively thinking about it. You're actively trying to not actively think about it. Therefore, by the transit of property, you are in fact still thinking about sex. Third thing I think about is, what do their boobs look like? Are they as they seem?
Okay. What's the second thing you think about on a date?
Is she the one? And I'm not talking about the one for now, I'm talking about the one forever. The one where no one else matters. That in this crazy dating in New York world of $40 martinis and hinge roses, that maybe falling in love is possible.
What are you, gay?
Wow, bro. That was crazy epic. Thank you. Reservations plunge across DC restaurants after Trump's police takeover. Yeah, that's because they're kicking all the criminals out who were selling crack at the restaurants. DC takeover saw a more than 25% drop in diners in the days following President Donald Trump's takeover. The city's police department, according to a WUSA 9 analysis of reservation numbers. On Monday, the day Trump announced he would invoke the DC Home Rule Act and federalize the city's police department. For the first time in history, online reservations in the district dropped by 16% compared to the same date in 2024, according to data from OpenTable. On Tuesdays, the National Guard began being mobilized in the district. Reservations were 27% below their 2024 levels. On Wednesday, they were down 31%. Damn. Oh, damn. I was going to say, I wonder if it's just normal, but... Most large American cities have seen an August dining boom. Since Trump's takeover, D.C. is down. D.C. has seen the worst drop in August dining reservations among the 20 largest U.S. cities tracked by the online reservation site OpenTable. And Vegas, damn. RIP. Oh, we've got this whole thing. I don't even know if the federal government can do anything about this. Maybe he's trying to bully the states. I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots, and also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermark paper, which is faster and leaves no doubt at the end of the evening as to who won and who lost the election. We are now the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. That's not true, but okay. All others gave it up because of the massive voter fraud encountered. We will begin this effort, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheat at levels never seen before by signing an executive order to help bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections. Remember, the states are merely an agent for the federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. I'm sorry, what is this quote from? Where is this word agent coming from? Is that... They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them. Oh, yeah, I saw that Dominion had to settle a huge Newsmax lawsuit. For the good of our country to do. With their horrible radical left policies like open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender and woke for everyone, and so much more. Democrats are virtually unelectable without using this completely disproven mail-in scam. Elections can never be honest with mail-in ballots/voting. But what about the last election? Didn't he and the Republicans win? And everybody, in particular the Democrats, knows this. I and the Republican Party will fight like hell to bring honesty and integrity back to our elections. The mail-in ballot hoax using voting machines that are a complete and total disaster must end now. Remember, without fair and honest elections and strong and powerful borders, you don't even have a semblance of a country. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Why is he signing his fucking post like a fucking loser now? Uh-oh. Illegal migrant with California driver's license kills 3 in Florida.
Illegal migrant has now been charged after his truck jackknifed a minivan while making an illegal U-turn, killing the 3 people inside the van. The migrant, who is believed to have crossed the border illegally in 2018, was granted a commercial driver's license by the state of California. He now faces vehicular homicide charges and deportation. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier joins me now.
Really? Deportation? That's kind of based for that guy. Holy shit. You're like, sir, you've killed 7 people. It's like, I'm fucked, aren't I? And like, yes. We're making you leave the country.
Let's talk about this horrific situation. Attorney General, thank you so much for joining us. What was your reaction when you saw this footage and realized this man cost 3 people their lives? This footage situation. Florida Attorney General now faces granted a commercial driver's license by the state of California. He now faces vehicular homicide charges and deportation. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier joins me now to talk about this horrific situation. Attorney General, thank you so much for joining us. What was your reaction when you saw this footage and realized this man cost 3 people their lives?
Yeah, it's a horrific situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license.
Three innocent people were killed in Florida because Gavin Newsom's California DMV issued an illegal alien a commercial driver's license. This state of governance is asinine. How many more innocent people have to die before Gavin Newsom stops playing games with the safety of the American public? Hey Genius, the federal government, Trump admin, already confirmed that this guy meets federal and state immigration requirements. You issued him a work permit, EAD. As usual, the Trump admin is either lying or clueless. P.S. Grok, who was president in 2018. Where's the Grok answer? False. Harjinder Singh is in the U.S. I like how she uses his name to try to, because... Wait, is it right there? Did I miss it? Hold on. Oh, just kidding. Fuck. He's in the United States illegally, and his work authorization was rejected under the Trump admin on September 14th, 2020. It was later approved under the Biden admin on June 9th, 2021. The state of California issues commercial driver's licenses. There is no national CDL. Sincerely, Genius. Wow. Thank you for confirming that the federal government issued him a work permit and you failed to revoke it. Is Cowgirl Christie asleep at the reins? Here's some basic info that even Grok knows. Oh no. Who makes the rules for commercial driver's licenses in the U.S.? The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Admin under the U.S. Department of Transportation sets the federal regulations for commercial driver's licenses. These rules outlined in the Code of Federal Regulations, Title 49, Part 383, establish minimum standards for licensing, testing, and qualification for commercial motor vehicles. Well,
and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive large-scale trucks, to then drive into Florida, engage in this dangerous behavior and take the lives of 3 others is really a tragedy, but it shows how dangerous the open border policies under Obama and Biden have been that have continued to wreak havoc on communities.
Failed to revoke it is a bit weak. What do you mean it's a bit weak, you fucking retard? If his work permit is valid, then the work permit is valid. Why the fuck would California be in charge of verifying or validating a federally issued work permit? If he has a work permit from the federal government and they don't revoke it, how would California even know that it's not legitimate?
across the country. We're certainly going to charge that person with the heaviest crimes we can and make sure that he gets locked up for as long as possible before then being deported back where he came from.
Yeah, and if you watch this footage as you did and we just showed, I mean, the people in this black minivan had absolutely no time to react. It was a 30-year-old, a 37-year-old, and a 50-year-old. Two of them died on impact and one of them died at the hospital. Absolutely tragic situation. And you touched on this. Why, if you cross into the country illegally, are you allowed to get a commercial driver's license in the state of California?
Well, you shouldn't be able to, and we're certainly going to look at ways that we can go after California, fight back, and protect our citizens. Here in Florida, if you're an illegal, you are not going to get a driver's license under no circumstances. We made that law in this state many years ago when we banned the opportunity for sanctuary cities. So it's a tragedy, but when it comes from California, nothing surprises me these days.
Jesus
Gavin
Christ.
Newsom should focus more on rule of law than crying and defending these heinous criminals.
Yeah, well, if he is found guilty
Has Gavin defended this guy?
of homicide, he will likely serve his sentence in Florida. Can you confirm that he will? And if so, what kind of time is he looking at before he is deported?
Sure. Well, yeah, I can confirm we're not going to deport or let this guy out of our sights until we have convicted him and ensured that he is behind bars for as long as possible, likely the rest of his life. Only then.
So you're going to deport him after he dies?
And will we hand him over to ICE for deportation? But he's going to serve his time. Only then that he is behind bars for as long as possible, likely the rest of his life. Only then will we hand him over to ICE for deportation, but he's going to serve his time.
Okay.
Okay, on to another topic here. Last week, you became the first state attorney general to ban a substance called 7-0. It's something that is sold in popular products that are found in vape shops. And this is important because Dr. Marty McCary says that this product could lead to the fourth wave of the opioid epidemic. It's something.
What is 4-0?
That
Or 7-0? 07? 7-0? What is 7-0? Is this like an awesome thing?
not a lot of
I haven't tried this yet.
people have heard of before, although I know a lot of parents are watching right now and I'm sure are very interested in learning more about 7-0 and the products that.
HHS asking DEA to make a Schedule I substance drug, a kratom extract. Oh, I hate that shit. A synthetic opioid-like drug estimated to be more potent than morphine. Often sold as gummies, shots, and pills. Oh, it's a terpenoid indole alkaloid. Gotcha.
That have it in them. So what can you tell us about this product and why you decided to ban the sale of it?
Well, we applaud the Trump administration and the FDA. We saw their warning a couple weeks back about this dangerous drug. And we looked at the authorities here in Florida. The Attorney General can emergency reschedule something. We took emergency action and rescheduled this drug 7-OH or 7-hydroxy as it's called to make it a Schedule I drug. So it can no longer be sold here in the state. Medical experts have said it's 13 times more potent than morphine.
What?
And it was being sold in gas stations and smoke shops right next to a pack of Skittles and candy within the reach of kids. And look, I don't
Within the reach of kids?
believe businesses should have intervention by government except in the most extreme of circumstances.
Except for every single thing that I don't like.
and that is this. This is a dangerous product. It exposes our kids to harm. Parents didn't really know it was out there, right there on the shelves. So we took immediate action. We're going to protect Florida families and keep people safe.
Yeah, Dr. Martin McCary says that it's not like an opioid. It is an opioid, and it was being sold commercially next to other products, like you just said, not in the state of Florida anymore. Florida Attorney General James Othmeyer, thank you so much for joining us.
Wait, it is an opioid? Opioid. I don't think it. Oh, no, it is. Drug class. Opioid. Are a class of drugs that derive from or mimic natural substances found in the opium poppy plant. Fuck, they let him out?
Another alleged deadly crime now highlighting President Trump's immigration crackdown. Watch this horrifying video. It's from Florida last week, and it shows a minivan slamming into a semi-truck. Look at that. It's gone.
Well, it's not as right there, but...
Driving that truck, an illegal immigrant accused of trying a reckless U-turn across 3 lanes on a highway. Who does that?
Who does that? every South Florida driver is like, yeah. Who would try an illegal U-turn? You know, US 1 is an actual fucking hellscape of insanity. Okay, if you ever want to know what it's like driving in the third world, Highway 1, I feel like in South Florida, maybe that was just my experience. Okay, this is some crazy shit.
That crash killed 3 people inside that minivan. A senior ICE source says U.S. Marshals arrested 3 people inside that minivan. A senior ICE source says U.S.
A senior eyesore? Like he looked ugly?
That crash killed 3 people inside that minivan. A senior ICE source says
Oh, a senior ICE source. Okay. Sorry.
That crash killed 3 people inside that minivan. A senior ICE source says U.S. Marshals arrested that illegal immigrant in California over the weekend. He will be extradited to Florida to face 3 counts of vehicular homicide. Here's Florida's Attorney General.
Damn.
It's a horrific situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive large-scale trucks. To then drive into Florida, engage in this dangerous behavior and take the lives of 3 others is really a tragedy, but it shows how dangerous the open border policies under Obama and Biden have been.
The guy came in under Trump. Based.
Continued to wreak havoc on communities across the country.
Our senior correspondent, Jonathan Siri, has more on this story. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Aisha. Authorities have identified the truck driver as 28-year-old Harjinder Singh. And they say he was an Indian national. He faces 3 counts of vehicular homicide stemming from that fatal crash on Florida's Turnpike.
I'm sorry. It's not funny. But goddamn, these motherfuckers were not paying attention at all. Oh, Jesus. But it's not funny. Sorry.
And they say he was an Indian national. He faces 3 counts of vehicular homicide stemming from that fatal crash on Florida's Turnpike. It happened on Tuesday. Florida authorities say the 28-year-old trucker was making an illegal U-turn, crossing the median using an area that was designated for official use only. You can see a minivan behind him slamming into the trailer, crushed underneath, fatally injuring 3 Florida residents who were riding inside. 2 died at the scene, a 3rd died at the hospital. State troopers issued an ICE detainer for the truck driver after learning he was an illegal migrant. Federal authorities say Singh, an Indian national, entered the U.S. illegally through the...
This is suicide by immigrant? Bruh. Jesus.
Mexico border in September of 2018. He was arrested 2 days
That's a good
later,
tweet,
but
actually.
claimed he was afraid to go back to his home country, and so he was released but claimed border in September of 2018. He was arrested 2 days later, but claimed he was afraid to go back to his home country, and so he was released on a $5,000 immigration bond. The White House's rapid response social media account reposted a video of the accident with a statement criticizing the state of California for granting Singh a commercial driver's license. The California governor's press office quickly responded that Singh entered the U.S. during President Trump's first term and before Gavin Newsom took office. But the Department of Homeland Security is pushing back, saying in a statement to Fox News, 3 innocent people were killed in Florida because Gavin Newsom's California DMV issued an illegal alien a commercial driver's license. This state of governance is asinine. Singh is currently being held in San Joaquin County, California. He's expected to be extradited to the state of Florida sometime later this week. And Florida officials say that he will have to serve any time for a vehicular homicide conviction in that state before he is deported from the country. Aisha?
Okay, Jonathan Seri live for us. Jonathan, thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compa.
Was he even an illegal immigrant, or was it a visa overstay, or what? I don't know. It sounds like it might have been an asylum thing, but I mean, it sounds like when he was here and he got a CDL, he got the CDL while he had the ability to do it. Maybe he kept it for too long. I'm not sure. Everything about immigration system is very complicated. Okay. Why does it matter that he's illegal? I don't know. Something Biden. What, is there a full video of the crash? Video of 3 people dead crash, Florida CDL.
We've been looking into a recent crash on the turnpike in St. Lucie County that killed 3 people and asking questions about the semi-truck driver involved, who's now under arrest. Our Angie Toussaint is in the newsroom with more.
We've been digging into the report and...
Wait, this is the best I found. What a fucking retarded turn. Why was he doing this? Jesus, bruv. He's like, I swear to God, these fucking accidents are happening all the time, because anytime I'm in Miami and I'm trying to get back to Miami Beach, there's always some bullshit that's like, shut the bridge down. So you know what? I'm in favor. Keep him out of here, okay? This is the only video? Damn. Well, rip. If he was in if they were in a cyber truck, they would have lived. I feel like this is actually a stronger version of... Somebody should do that. Like, go find out where do illegal immigrants commit the most violent crime, like the most murders, because that's actually, that could be a semi-valid illegal immigrant helps Democrats win elections by taking out conservative voters, right? Florida's it was purplish, right? It can still get back there, right? And then that's probably three conservative voters down. For the cost of one California voter, I'm assuming, because this guy definitely illegally voted, because that's what they all do. It's like advanced cross-border gerrymandering, except with vehicular manslaughter instead of the census.
Three people are dead after a devastating crash on Florida's Turnpike. And now the truck driver responsible is facing serious charges.
Crash on Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 17 moments, and even some drivers are turning around.
So many ill eagles in this country. Oh, good one. We need to restore Medicaid for birds so our eagles can be bald again.
This just moments after a tragic crash on Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 171 in Fort Pierce. Florida Highway Patrol says 28-year-old Harjinder Singh was driving a semi-truck when he made an illegal U-turn, blocking all northbound lanes. Moments later, a minivan slammed into the trailer and was wedged underneath. 3 people inside the minivan were all killed. A 30-year-old man from Florida City, a 37-year-old woman from Pompano Beach, and a 54-year-old man from Miami.
It's senseless. There's no reason. He could have gone down to the next exit and got off.
Go back to trucks turning around. Is that dude doing the same illegal U-turn? Wait, where?
28-year marker 171 moments, and even some drivers are turning around.
Oh.
Still, bumper-to-bumper backups, and even some drivers
Yeah, but it's because of the traffic, right? So they're not going to get hit over here at least.
turning around. This just moments after a tragic crash on Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 171 in Fort Pierce. Florida Highway Patrol says 28-year-old Harjinder Singh was driving a semi-truck when he made an illegal U-turn, blocking all northbound lanes. Moments later, a minivan slammed into the trailer and was wedged underneath.
How fucking mad would they be if like the forensics does the investigation and they find out this van was going like 115 miles an hour or something? And they're like, well, what's he going to do? And he ends up getting like a significantly reduced charge or something.
3 people inside the minivan were all killed.
Like that seems pretty crazy that all 3, although I think hitting big trailers like this is like literally the worst, one of the worst case scenarios, right? This is why I think on the backs of a lot of truck trailers where they have like the tires down here, they normally have like, bars or whatever like this, right? So if you crash into it, you don't get like your head fucking chopped off.
A 30-year-old man from Florida City, a 37-year-old woman
That's the worst thing is those bars don't do shit. Is that true?
from Pompano Beach, and a 54-year-old man from Miami.
It's senseless. There's no reason. He could have gone down to the next exit and got off, went over the overpass or underpass, whichever it is, got back on the road and went the opposite direction.
Authorities say the driver entered the
It is onto the next
old man from Miami.
It's senseless. There's no reason. He could have gone down to the next exit and got off, went over the overpass or underpass, whichever it is, got.
Really? I feel like on the turnpike, if you miss your exit, it's like 20 plus minutes because the next fucking exit. I'm not saying you should do illegal U-turns, but if you miss shit on the turnpike, fuck that.
Got back on the road and went the opposite direction.
Authorities say the driver entered the U.S. illegally through the southern border in 2018 and later obtained a commercial license in California. Grant Maxey has been driving trucks for 30 years and says more needs to be done to prevent.
People are saying those bumpers are to keep the trailer from being damaged when it backs into a loading dock. Oh, maybe they don't help for people at all then.
These kinds of trucking tragedies.
It's been a big problem in the last 5 to 8 years with it. It really is. There's a lot more people that are holding CDLs that cannot speak or read English.
Is that what happened here?
And it's causing major problems.
Singh has been arrested and is being charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide. The Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles releasing this statement, which reads in part, "He will no longer be able to damage and destroy the lives of Floridians and visitors." Now, Singh is currently being held in a California jail, and an ICE detainer has been issued. Reporting in Fort Pierce, Jamelka Gibson, CBS 12 News.
News.
That's correct. That's Drake. What's going on, bro? What happened? Yeah, the good old memory misplaced. That's correct. That's correct. Believe me, however you feel.
Why do those gaps even exist without any barriers? If it's for official use only, you shouldn't leave it open like that. It's for cops to sit and run radar 24/7. Because why else would you be employed as a cop if not to sit on the fucking turnpike 24/7 and sit there running radar? You're either on the highway that goes down. Is it US 1 for the Keys? And you sit there and you run radar, or you go to the turnpike where literally nothing is happening and you run radar. Because why the fuck not? And there's always two of them at a time. They're always paired off so they can sit there and kind of like see if they can shoot ropes into each other's cars while they're sitting there with their fucking radar machines. I don't even think they fucking pull people over. I feel like I've blown past those guys like going 90, 95. And then I like, because sometimes it's the approach is weird. And I see it as like, fuck, I'm fucked. Especially with because this is when my license was, not my license wasn't expired, but my registration wasn't active on my car for 6 years. You can like blow past these guys. They don't give a fuck. I don't even know if they're awake.
I feel. Drake, what's going on, bro? What happened? Yeah, the good old memory misplaced. That's correct. That's correct. Believe me, however you feel, I feel too. You have to understand, bro. I put in everything. I put in my life, my health, my safety. Right? Like I put in everything, right?
I mean, he's not lying, just
before I touch them, like it's not like they came live as a casino and then coincidentally at the same time I joined, so they don't know where to put the successful credit to. We're talking, they've been around for 5 years before me, and they were nowhere, like relative to like real success. And then I joined, and instantly they became number one, right? You have to understand, like when Twitch banned it, Drake, like in 2022, like I was cooked, bro. I was in debt. I had zero. Like they had. Oh man, you have no idea, bro. I guess that's the cost of just authenticity and transparency. But I should have definitely had contracts in place. Because let's just say people didn't. Let's say people like so. The issue I have now. It isn't the fact that I'm not being taken care of properly for all that I did for them. It's that they genuinely, I don't know if they've convinced themselves of this, but they genuinely live in a reality where they truly believe, like, their reality is different from the actual facts of what went down. That's what I'm saying, right? The memory, right? Their memory, their memory from then has shifted to now. It's changed. Things that, you know what I'm saying? And we've been able to come to terms on certain things, but yeah, the memory misplace is definitely there. I still can't figure out if it's a strategic move that's used. Because if they were to fully like admit everything I did, they would also be fully giving me all the leverage, which would make me ask for a lot more. So I don't know if it's a strategic misplace or if it's a genuine one. It seems like a genuine delusional one.
Wait, is he talking about Kick or Twitch?
That's what it seems like to me. But then you're left in an awkward place, right? You're left in an awkward...
You're talking about Kick? Wait, does he still stream on Kick? Or did he jump ship back to Twitch?
Place, because the only way you could have proved anything was if you recorded. But if you record, that completely destroys the trust, and you don't get anything anyways.
Well, you could also just like have a formal contract, right?
So you're just in a fucked situation. So I think this experience really taught me, unfortunately, because this isn't how I operate. As an individual, I don't like I hate contracts myself. But this experience has taught me contracts are necessary, because when you start dealing with loads of money, certain facts in some people's minds get altered. But it is what it is. This only really applies to people who don't push affiliates. If you push affiliates...
Oh, he's talking about stake specifically.
The leverage is there forever. If I would have pushed affiliates from day one, I'd be moving so much fucking weight. I wouldn't be surprised if I would decline by.
Trent barely streams anyways. Dude, I wish Biden could get 1/10 the grace that Cenk and Anna give to fucking Trump. It's insane. I'm torn on Ukraine. On one hand, Trump has made a mess of the negotiations, and Putin treats him like a beta. And the idea of taking Putin's suggestions for what to do with our voting system is ludicrous. But I like that he's at least trying hard to get to peace.
Oh, this is cute. Came to the right place because on this show we like to.
Wait, what is this? Sorry, hold on. He's about to lose it. I could tell. Is that me?
It's just dog shit. It's a dog shit champion, bro. I hate this fucking game!
Okay. Based. Car versus truck. Let me guess. The truck wins.
Yeah, I'll go down here so you don't. Oh, I'm sure. Grab this right.
On first, I'll start running or more hanging up.
Feel like it finds its own center. This guy's so big.
No, so it's running back out. Move it too much. Okay.
Side underride test with fiberglass side skirt. 35 mm. Do we need the music? Yeah, we do. He's fine. Maybe, is he? Hold on. Just duck. Duck, 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 duck. Okay, yeah, he's in the headrest. He's fine. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. 100% he's okay. No problem. Side underride test with Angel Wing side underride guard from Airflow Deflector Inc. Oh shit. Damn. See, he should have had that on his truck. This is how I feel when I watch MSNBC. MSNBC splits up with NBC News. It is also dropping the NBC from its name. Later this year, it will become MS Now, which stands for My Source for News, Opinion, and the World. Wait, what is this? Great job, Gavin Newscomb. California unemployment rate highest in the U.S. again. Great job, Chaya? Chaya? I don't know how to pronounce her name. What an idiot. Jesus Christ. Palm Beach, kidnap children, guys. Who's on it? Who's on it? We got 3 of them. Age 3, age 11, and age 43. Oh, no, wait, that's a suspect. Okay, I was going to say. Okay, 2 children. And the suspect is a woman. Based, equal opportunity child abductors. A Florida Amber Alert has been issued for Azon Turner. They may be traveling in a black Toyota sedan with front end damage. And they're traveling to Georgia towards Atlanta. I guess this is okay. Ukraine will promise to buy $100 billion of American weapons, which will be financed by Europe as part of efforts to win U.S. security guarantees, according to Financial Times. Hassan caught throwing up a popular Turkish salute. Caught. And all the stop! Don't care. Destiny realizes in it. Stop. 1 second.
Oh, is that gonna shrink me? Fireball.
It's time to eat fresh.
Why aren't you doing the streamer games? AT&T is.
3, 2.
Oh my gosh, a big spill from Emmy. Big spill from Emmy Rue. And we're seeing a slow choke from KDB. Oh my, Chris, finish it off. All right, we are off. We're sprinting down right now towards the power sleds. All right, we see the first person in the sled is Team Brucey. They're making their way down the
Holy
sled.
shit.
This 100 yards going to be coming back down this way. I think first to clear, though, is actually Team Emily with a lot of power and speed from Sambucha. I see a head-down sprint. It's coming down to the wire. They're coming back down. I think it's a death.
Oh, no!
He knocks down Timmy. Oh, my God. Foolish with the taunts at the end.
Did you look at that?
And if we're going to bring race to this all the time, I don't need to hear myself speak.
Sam Parker was exposed by my husband to be a disgusting creep as retaliated by calling for violence.
All right. Make it 10. Me and Karen donating 10K to United We Dream if you hit this for.
Their DFLP, PFLP, or even.
What the fuck?
A rare pull.
This one's bulbous. What is that? It's a burrito? Again?
Is there anything that these dudes?
Team Water, what do you think of when you think of that? You're not thinking of any other creative.
Was this recent? Love the product placement during a discussion of how capitalism ruins everything. Damn.
White folks, don't do that.
Wait, what is this?
It's too late.
It's too late. Uh-oh.
If it's you pinging me, I'm gonna check the VOD after, and I will beat you up.
It wasn't me, guys.
If it's you pinging me, I'm gonna check the VOD after, and I will beat you up.
It wasn't me, guys. Absolutely not me.
White folks, don't do that. Black folks, DIA.
Is DIA supposed to mean the same thing as don't do that?
Dick and ass?
Nah.
I don't know. What? I was supposed to guess what DIA is?
Yeah, what do black people say? What's the black version of don't do that? White people say don't do that. Black people say DIA. The D stands for don't.
Don't.
No. The D stands for do.
Why are Groypers standing Newsom? I don't know. Why do you guys get 5-second clips of fucking Fuentes and you like lose your fucking mind? A lot of his show is fucking memes and shit. They probably think it's funny that Newsom is white as fuck and the tweet went out about him having a white family and they don't like Trump right now, so it's probably just funny and they, to some extent, I don't know how much he like cares. He's not like super invested. You guys like treat every single fucking Fuentes clip like, oh my god, like this ultra fucking serious, stupid political analysis. Like it's probably half me, probably half whatever. Jesus.
Do it again.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. That first answer was crazy.
I was like.
Dick and ass. Good one. Base. Oh, okay. Jesus. What? Is this real or AI? It's kind of weird. Newsmax is paying out $67 million, and there is it against its Dominion? Yeah. Spoiler alert. Shut up.
Oh shit! Wait, Hassan's defending what he said. Oh my god, what a fucking ding dong. Like, it doesn't matter what he says in defense.
Oh, what is this? I do not care about Destiny. I am not a Destiny fan. I'm not. Wait, who's this?
It's just gonna be the plausible deniability shit, right? It's just gonna be him. Yeah, okay, so here it is, 39 minutes ago. When anyone joins an occupying force and participates in a raid in illegally occupied territory, West Bank, the occupied people have a legal right to defend themselves through armed struggle. This right doesn't extend outside of the combat. People framing this negatively should take it up with the UN. Okay. The problem is not the exact thing you said, it's the fact that you invoked a specific person in juxtaposition with the idea of armed struggle being perfectly moral, right? He didn't have to mention her. I think most of us would have agreed with him until he said that, right? That just muddied the waters. It confused people. It will most certainly confuse and embolden the worst of his fans, right? I'm not saying that all of his more logical fans will feel the same way, right? But some people are going to hear that and say, oh, well, if Hila was a valid military target then she still deserves to pay for her crimes. Right? Okay, second disclaimer. And this one's a little bit silly, but I can already feel it coming, okay? This will also be running for the entirety of the show. Oh, why is this short? Oh, no, there we go. Okay, ready? Oh, that's not the one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hang on. The other one's really funny, too. All right, here we go. I am not a Destiny fan. I have never watched Destiny. I do not care about Destiny. Destiny is not paying me to say this. Neither is Ethan Klein. Okay? This will also be running for the rest of the show. Because anytime I have a criticism of Hassan, this is what I hear. And so if you're gonna clip me, I mean, go ahead and clip just, here, right? You can clip out everything and try to make me look bad, but anyone who actually watches the stream is gonna see this. He was essentially saying it is perfectly moral to attack someone like Hila. But he stopped just short of saying it, right? Why invoke her name? Why invoke her essence if she is not someone that you desire action be taken against?
She's obviously watched Destiny if she has that disclaimer. No, that's not true at all. Not necessarily. If you run any argument against Hassan that looks even remotely like mine, people will, if they're a Hassan fan, immediately run to the, oh, you're just a Destiny fan. Oh, you're just repeating the DGG attacks. Oh, you're a secret DGG, or if you don't have a post history, people always run to shit like that. That's how Hassan tries to discredit all the criticism against him, because I'm fucking Voldemort.
Why bring her up if you don't see her still as a valid military target? This is someone who you have allowed to be called a terrorist, a baby killer, Hitler, all kinds of things in your comments. So I don't think it's a huge leap, in my opinion, to think that you still think that she is a valid target. And that's why you decided to give a little wink. Your favorite streamer's wife. But you knew what you were doing, in my opinion, because you left it vague. You didn't say her name. I think you always know what you're doing. Hassan has his own language, like any good cult leader. And his core audience knows what he means when he says things, and he assumes the rest of us might miss it. In my opinion, Hassan is he's not the revolutionary he wishes he had the courage to be. He is more of a Charles Manson type cult leader, in that he is insecure, easily angered, and when his ego is bruised, he is desperate to recover from that bruising and to sort of reestablish his image.
She's reading my script. I'm sorry. I just hurt her credibility so much. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna read it.
With his flock. And he's so desperate to get some kind of
Hassan's about to play that clip on every single fucking social media platform he has for the next 2 days.
Impact, some sort of show of force, but he's never wanting to get his own hands dirty to make that happen, right? He's letting other people take the fall for him.
Ooh, like when he told iDubbbz to make that fucking content cop cringe video. Or like when he tells Ludwig to take his jokes out and to put in false accusations against my community.
And I don't want to see that happen here. I don't want to see someone read what he said about Hila in the way that a lot of us heard it. Because I don't want Hila to get hurt. I don't want Ethan to get hurt. I don't want their kids to get hurt. Because even though he's only hinting at these targets and hedging his words and, shrugging his shoulders and wiping his hands of it and, are you open to hold
ourselves over the
Oh no. Maybe it was a security risk? Also, what's going on with this, Trump, going all over the place when he's walking on this carpet? Like, he couldn't pass, a field sobriety test. Is that just part of his chronic condition in his ankles, or is there some neurological thing going on there?
Yeah, this is a solicit.
I feel like I've been gaslit about this Ukraine shit a lot. I need to stop trusting anything I see anywhere ever about anything ever, unless I do all the research. I feel like I was led to believe that Russia has been gaining more and more and more and more and more every single month. That it's just like unwinnable and it's completely fucked. But it truly has been like a stalemate. People always say Russia is destroying Ukraine. Yeah, that's what I hear every day. Like, oh, they're gaining so much new territory every single day. And it's like, okay, well, it doesn't really seem like it, I guess. Russia had one breakthrough and they immediately got cut off and destroyed. Based, okay. All right, well, what else is going on? Watch Ethan's video. Why would I rewatch a thing that I've already covered for the last 3 fucking days just to watch Ethan's recap of it?